Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3v3 match on the map Hamburger Hill. I'm starting in the middle left position playing as the Soviets. Now what you might notice is the sound might sound a little off, and that's because the game speed was actually normal, so I've just sped it up a little bit just to hopefully improve the quality of watching it. I did think the game speed was going to be in fast because that's what it was hosted at in the lobby, but then they changed it to normal before we started the game. So I was just letting you know if you think it sounds a bit off with the unit sounds and everything. Right, so in this game I'm playing as the Soviets. I've moved to the right so I can mine those gems. And a couple of the players we're playing against in this game is Big S, who's starting in the bottom right corner, and also Nikos, who's starting in the middle left. Now these two players, I think the only map that plays Hamburger Hill, and Big S always starts in the bottom right and Nikos always starts in the middle right. So that's, and they play team games, so they're always on the same team. And it's going to be quite a difficult match because the bottom right and the middle right are the best places to start. In the bottom right you have a gem patch and an ore patch, and it's very easy to defend. There's only 2 entry points. And in the middle right spot there's a gem patch and there's 2 ore patches which are really easily accessible. So it's going to be quite tough probably. Now I'm mining gems at the moment, so I'm good. And once I build my war factory I'm just going to go straight onto heavy tanks. And I'm going to start building straight away another second war factory, because you can do that sort of start when you're just mining gems only. And we'll just have to see how my teammates do. You can see they're doing a bit of scouting there. That yellow infantryman, he's going to uncover some of the ore for me, so I can see where I'm building to, because I'm going to be expanding my base to the left. I've just built that first war factory just near the bridge, because that's going to be nearer where I'm going to be sending my tanks to. So I'm going to get that down. I'm going to build a couple of power plants just to get a bit closer to that ore patch, and then build my ore refinery. And as you can see in the chat, you may have noticed that they said we'll handle him. That was Nikos. So obviously I think Big S has said something to him, and I'm just going to guess that that's probably referring to me, because I know I've played Big S in the past, although it was a very, very long time ago, probably years ago, because he did used to play around the launch of the game, so I don't know if he still remembers me from them, but that's what I think that was referring to anyway. Right, so we're just going to go across. We're going to, you can see Nikos has got some infantry stood there, but I've got tanks now, so we just squashed them, and we'll go and see how he's doing in his base. So there we can see his war factory, and he's gone for medium tanks, and yeah, he's got quite a few. So what I'm going to need to do here is I'm going to need to pull back, because I just don't have enough heavies to fight this one out. If you've got like 4 heavies v 6 mediums, it's probably the mediums which will win that. And you can see also Cyan has got some infantry there, so we'll squash them. And you can see he's got a bit more tanks than me. Now what I'm doing is I'm clumping my units around the bottleneck, so if he does try and bring the tanks through, they can be picked off one at a time, because it wouldn't be a very good trade for him. You can see I've got my infantry there as well, which do quite a bit of damage as long as they don't get squashed. And you can see that Cyan's pulling in units from the top. And this is making it quite hard for me. You can see my tank numbers are getting quite low. He's also got some rocket men that do quite a bit of damage against tanks, but they can be squashed, so they're probably not that cost effective. And you can see he's also bringing some heavy tanks in. And now Nikos is bringing some of his medium tanks to the top, because they can enter that point because it's not guarded at the moment. And yeah, it looks like they've got the better number of tanks, and I'm going to need to fall back from this position at the moment. You can see, yeah, Cyan bringing more rocket men and infantrymen in. And it seems like they're just guarding the right side at the moment, so it's not too bad for me in terms of numbers. I did forget to build tanks a bit there, so... And now I'm just having a look at bottom here. Right, so it seems that orange is in trouble, and yellow's gone to help him, so that's why I'm not getting help off my teammate in the top left, because he's had to go to the bottom of the map. So Big S has obviously used those gems at the start, and he's probably had an advantage over my teammate. But now there's now Pink's going to the bottom, so I'm going to fight Cyan. I'm going to go through this gap here. But you can see Nikos immediately bringing his tanks back as soon as he sees me going through that gap. So I think what's happening is there's a fight going on at the bottom of the map. But you can see Nikos at the moment, he has a lot of medium tanks and he is outnumbering me a lot at the moment. He's bringing some of his tanks to the top, so I'm going to pull back for the time being. But what I'm doing is I'm getting my third war factory down, which is going to mean I'm going to have an increased building speed. So I'll be getting tanks out quickly. So this is a battle at the moment. This is sort of crucial. You can see he's got one or two more medium tanks than I have, but mine are heavy tanks, so they're a little bit stronger. Cyan's also bringing a couple of heavy tanks into the battle. So we'll be able to pick those off, I think, because Nikos is falling back. So that was quite good timing, actually. Well, for me anyway. Nikos fell back, so I was able to take out those two heavy tanks quite easily. And you can see Nikos is bringing his tanks back onto that side of the map now. And I'm just having a look at my gems there. I'm almost out of gems, so even though I'm carrying a bit of ore at the moment, my ore supply is going to be running a lot lower soon. Right, and we're having this fight here. You can see though Pink has got a lot of tanks there, and this is going to be very hard at the moment. I'm probably going to have to fall back again maybe. But yeah, I am replacing them obviously a lot quicker, and actually it's not seeming too bad. We are quite even for the time being. But yeah, he's sort of getting a little upper hand at the moment. And you can see that yellow, my teammate's coming in at the moment with a load of light tanks, and this is this is very important. Obviously, that's a lot of tanks. So I don't think Pink's going to be able to hold this. So he's going to have to fall back probably, and we're going to be able to get to do some damage on his base. And you can see, I think that was a missile launcher from Cyan, who's using missile launchers on the other side of those cliffs. And you can see that Nikos has decided to build some boats. Now, boats can be very effective against Soviet tanks. And the big thing is if he gets cruisers, because he'll be able to fire on parts of my base, which will be very dangerous. But you can see my teammate at the moment, he's firing on that war factory, he's destroyed that war factory. But you can see Big S has come up from the south of the map to help Nikos. And what I'm doing is I'm taking out his ore trucks. So I've already taken out 2 ore trucks, and this is going to be the third one if I can get it, and I do. So that's going to really hurt Nikos' economy, and I'm going to need to pull back because I've literally got no tanks left at all. So you can see I've got boats on one side, and I've got Cyan missile launchers on the other side. And so we'll have to see how this goes at the moment, but I'm going to have to fall back because that's just too many tanks for me to handle at this point in time. Although I am getting more tanks through. Now, the thing about these missile launchers is because they're on the other side of the cliffs, they're really hard to get at to do damage. But they do a lot of damage to my tanks. You can just see that they are. It's actually quite a good position to have missile launchers in. Yeah, you can see taking out a couple of tanks there. I know they're on low HP, but yeah, it's... and you can see Cyan's got some heavy tanks, but they'll be able to I can take them out quite quickly. Because what he doesn't do is he should be moving his tanks around when he fires, and he's not doing that, so they do take a lot more damage when you keep them stationary. But you can see Nikos has sent his tanks to the south of the map. He may be getting attacked there. I think yellow's there, doing a bit of damage, so that's good for us, because that means we can assault his base, and yeah, we're just going to be taking out the main buildings. And let's see if we can find a construction yard, which is there in the south. So Nikos is coming back. He's realised I'm at his base, but I think it's too late. And we're going to get his construction yard, and he's quit the game. So yeah, he gave up there. He probably should have stayed just for his teammates' sake, but there you go. So now we can go on Big S's base. He's playing green. We can see he's got another construction yard built. So he'll have quicker building speed, and he's got some turrets. Now, turrets are alright, but they're not like Tesla coils. And we're going to take out that construction yard and that other turret. You can see he's built a power plant there. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm building a service depot because I'm running out of ore. I would have built it probably earlier, but I didn't have any control over the right side of the map, so there wouldn't have been too much point. So I'm going to place that down, and I'm going to build. And Big S has left the game. And I think that was a bit of a mistake from Nikos and Big S, because they did quit quite quickly. And the thing is, if you look at, you could see from my base there, I don't have much ore left. So if they'd kept playing, if Nikos had kept playing, it would have taken me a bit of time to defeat Nikos. If Big S had kept on playing, I would have been very, very low on ore. And then, obviously, when I run out of ore, I can't build any more tanks. And I wouldn't have this big force that I have at the moment. But you can see, now the missile launchers at the other side of the cliffs are easy to destroy, and they just fall apart. Missile launchers are very weak when you just put them one-on-one with tanks at close range. Because they've just got so little HP, and it takes so long to reload after each shot. And you can see Cyan has no chance at the moment. And we've got, and yeah, my teammate Orange is saying attack. I think, yeah, Yellow will be joining me shortly, I would expect. And you can see I'm now based on the right side of the map, because the right side of the map does have a lot more ore, so it lasts a lot longer, which is obviously a thing you have to consider in longer games. But you can see, he's got no tanks now, and it's just going to be a case of destroying his base. And I'm having a bit of a quicker building speed at the moment. But yeah. I mean, sometimes it could have been quite dangerous if Nikos had been able to build a cruiser. He would have had to build a tech centre if he was able to do that, but then he would have been able to fire on a construction yard. And that could have been taken down, and that would have made it a lot harder for me. And that's the end of the game. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.